Imagine this. One morning, you wake up after years of hard work. Your bank account holds millions. Money keeps flowing in, even while you sleep. You've achieved financial freedom, something so many people only dream of. But then, as you look out the window, a quiet question appears in your mind. What do I actually need to do today? No more endless meetings, no more pressure to earn more, just space. And slowly, you begin to realize, maybe all this time, you've been chasing financial freedom, but forgetting about the freedom within. And perhaps that's exactly what the wealth money can't buy is trying to remind us. That real wealth isn't found in your wallet, your home, or the number in your bank account, but in the quality of your life, your relationships, and the peace inside you. Robin Sharma, author of The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, once again brings us back to a question that seems simple yet runs incredibly deep. What truly makes life worth living? Through this journey, he reveals 6 forms of wealth that money can never buy, values that can help you become not just successful, but also free, fulfilled, and deeply happy every single day. Part 1. When you're rich, but still feel empty. There's a kind of emptiness that's hard to describe. It's not sadness. It's not loneliness. It's that strange feeling of having everything, yet still sensing something's missing. Picture this. After years of grinding, you finally reached what people call the American dream. A beautiful home, investments growing by the month, and people around you admiring you as the symbol of success. But one morning, you open your eyes, look around your luxurious room, and a question quietly shakes you. What did I have to trade to get all of this? Robin Sharma says millions of people live in that exact feeling. They're rich by every social standard, but poor in the things money can't buy: peace, purpose, gratitude, and genuine connection. In The Wealth Money Can't Buy, Sharma shares that he has worked with people at the very top of the world, CEOs leading $100 billion companies, sports icons with millions of fans, tech founders praised as geniuses. They live in ocean view mansions, travel by private jets, yet many of them confessed a painful truth. They no longer know what happiness feels like. One of them once told Sharma, "Robin, I can buy anything I want, but I can't buy a good night's sleep or a simple dinner without checking my phone." That line left him silent for a long time, and it serves as a wake-up call for all of us. Success doesn't always mean happiness. We've been taught to climb faster and higher, but no one ever taught us to pause and ask, is this mountain even worth climbing? Because when all we do is chase more, we forget how to live deeper. And at some point, we realize money can't replace the simple things we once took for granted: a morning without pressure, a meal with family, or a peaceful night's sleep without medication. Sharma writes, "You can own the whole world, but if you can't master your mind, you're still poor." That's the great paradox of our modern world. We live in an age of material abundance, yet we're more spiritually starved than ever. And maybe true wealth isn't about having more, but feeling enough. Not about running faster, but slowing down long enough to appreciate what's already here. The wealth money can't buy begins with that realization. To be truly rich, we must redefine what wealth really means. Because if we chase only money, we'll always feel poor, no matter how many zeros sit in our account. Part 2. The 6 real forms of wealth. Robin Sharma once said, "If you're only rich in money, you're actually very poor." Modern society teaches us to measure a person's worth by their bank balance, their zip code, or the brand on their wrist. But the higher we climb, the clearer we see. There are things that can't be measured by money, yet they define how truly wealthy you are. In The Wealth Money Can't Buy, Sharma calls these the 6 true forms of wealth.
6 pillars of a fulfilled life that most of us overlook while chasing numbers on a screen. 1. Vibrant health. If you're rich but unhealthy, you're just a sick person with a big bank account. Sharma once said, "Your body is the temple that houses your soul. If you don't take care of it, every other dream becomes meaningless." He told the story of a successful New York entrepreneur who called him from a hospital bed after a mild heart attack. The man said, "Robin, I thought I could buy my health back when I needed to, but it turns out the only thing I can't buy is more time." It's a familiar story. Millions of people trade their sleep, their meals, and their peace for profits, only to spend that same money later trying to buy back the health they once ignored. 2. Emotional wealth. This is the ability to stay calm in chaos, grateful in scarcity, and happy even when life isn't perfect. Sharma believes happiness doesn't come from circumstances. It comes from how we interpret them. One person can stand inside $1 million mansion and feel empty, while another can sit on a small porch and smile at a quiet sunset. True wealth is when you control your emotions instead of letting your emotions control you. 3. Spiritual wealth. This isn't about religion. It's about connecting with the deepest part of who you are. It's knowing why you live and being grounded in a purpose that no storm can shake. In a world full of noise, this is the inner stillness that keeps you from getting swept up in the chaos of false success. 4. Family and relationship wealth. You can hire people to drive your car, cook your meals, or clean your home, but no one can be a parent, a partner, or a true friend for you. Robin reminds us, if you succeed in the world but fail at home, you're still a failure. A warm family dinner, a walk with your child, or an honest talk with an old friend, these are the most profitable investments you'll ever make in life. 5. Intellectual wealth. This is the wealth of continuous learning, awareness, and personal growth. Sharma says, if you're not constantly growing, you're silently falling behind. A great book, a new idea, or a skill that makes you better at what you do. Each is an investment in your mind. And that very mind can create every other form of wealth that exists. 6. Impact and legacy wealth. This is the highest level of wealth, when you live not just for yourself, but to leave something meaningful behind. Sharma believes people won't remember what you owned. They'll remember how you made them feel. Greatness isn't reserved for billionaires or world leaders. It's found in anyone who uses their life to make things better. Sometimes a small act of kindness, helping someone believe in themselves, can become the biggest legacy you ever leave. When you understand these 6 forms of wealth, you begin to see your life differently. You realize that everything you've been chasing might only be a small part of what true wealth really means. Because the wealth money can't buy doesn't teach you how to get rich fast. It teaches you how to live deeply, authentically, and fully. So that one day, when you look back, you can smile and say, I didn't just make money. I lived a life that truly mattered.
Part 3. Success isn't about gaining more, it's about letting go at the right time. There's a paradox that Robin Sharma repeats throughout The Wealth Money Can't Buy. The more we try to hold on to everything, the more we lose ourselves. We grow up in a culture that worships more money, more fame, more achievements. And every time we reach a milestone, we whisper to ourselves, it's not enough. I need more. But have you ever stopped to ask, when is enough truly enough? Imagine a man named Michael, living in San Francisco. He was the poster child of the American dream, a successful startup founder worth 8 figures, invited to speak at the biggest tech conferences. He had everything others could dream of, and yet every morning he woke up with an emptiness he couldn't name. One day, during a hiking trip in Nepal, Michael met an old monk who asked him just one question: "Can you put down everything you're carrying so that only you remain?" That question followed him home. For the first time in years, he didn't open his laptop in the morning. He just sat still, listening to the wind through the window, and realized peace doesn't come from adding more, but from letting go. Robin Sharma calls this the art of letting go, a rare skill that most successful people lose somewhere on their climb. He writes, "The world would tell you that you need more to be happy, but the truth is, you just need less of what no longer fits." Let go of others' expectations. Let go of comparison. Let go of relationships that have turned into routines. And sometimes let go of the image of the winner you've worked so hard to protect. In Sharma's philosophy, true success is inner freedom, not upward charts or trophy lists. He's met people who reached the summit of power and prestige, yet lived like luxurious prisoners, trapped by schedules, expectations, and the fear of falling behind. Meanwhile, there are others, simple, quiet souls, who may not have much, but live each day in alignment with their values, feeling rich even if no one knows their name. There's a line in the book that stops many readers in their tracks. You're not truly successful until you can live a day without needing to prove anything to anyone. That's the moment you stop running and start living. When you realize, I don't need more, I am enough. And here lies the paradox. The moment you stop chasing success, success begins to find you. Because now you no longer work to prove, you work to contribute. You no longer seek to control, you seek to be free. That is the most sustainable kind of success, the kind of wealth that money can't buy and nothing can take away. Part 4. Redefining productivity. High impact, low noise. In today's world, productivity has become the new religion. People race through endless to-do lists, measure their worth by the number of emails they reply to, and pride themselves on working longer hours than everyone else. But Robin Sharma smiles and asks, if you spend your whole life climbing a ladder only to realize it's leaning against the wrong wall, is that really success? Imagine a woman named Sophia, living in New York. She's a high-performing marketing executive. Her calendar packed to the minute, her phone buzzing non-stop. She believes that being busy means being important. Until one afternoon, her little daughter looks up at her and asks, "Mom, did you remember it's my birthday today?" That single moment hit her like a blade straight to the heart. Sophia realized she had never truly been present, only physically there, while her mind was trapped in meetings, deadlines, and expectations. In The Wealth Money Can't Buy, Robin Sharma calls this the epidemic of fake busy, a modern disease where we mistake movement for progress. He writes, "The world doesn't need you to do more. The world needs you to do what truly matters." That's when he introduces his philosophy, high impact, low noise. True productivity, he says, isn't about doing the most. It's about choosing what deserves your energy and having the courage to ignore everything else. He shares what he calls the 5 great hours rule. Dedicate 5 hours each day to your most important work. No social media, no notifications, no meaningless meetings. Those 5 hours could be writing a chapter of your book, developing an idea that transforms your company, or simply thinking deeply, something most people have forgotten how to do in this age of constant rush. He writes, "Silence is the new superpower. Those who create quiet space for their mind are quietly building empires. Instead of letting the world pull you into its chaos,
Start living with intention. Don't check your phone first thing in the morning. Focus on one thing at a time, and fill your day only with actions that bring real value to your work, your soul, and the people you love. Like a bow that must draw back before it can shoot far, productivity comes not from endless tension, but from rhythm. The balance between effort and rest, between the noise of action and the stillness of thought. Sharma ends the chapter with a line that leaves readers in silence. A noisy day can make you look productive, but only a quiet moment can help you see where you're really going. True productivity isn't about doing more. It's about living with meaning. It's not about running faster than others. It's about running in the right direction and enjoying every step along the way.
Part 5. True wealth is meant to be shared, not hoarded. There's a fascinating paradox in the modern world. People spend their whole lives accumulating only to realize that what they truly long for is the chance to give. Robin Sharma once told the story of a businessman named Marcus, a man who had everything society calls success: a billion-dollar company, a villa by the ocean, and a watch worth more than most people's annual salary. But during a business trip to Kenya, Marcus met a young herder boy, barefoot, shirt worn thin, smiling so brightly it felt like sunlight. Marcus asked, "What makes you so happy, little one?" The boy answered, "I have friends, I have my mom, I have the sky. What about you, sir? What do you have?" That innocent question shattered the wall Marcus had built for 30 years. He realized he had everything except peace. Robin Sharma writes, "If your wealth makes you cling tighter, you're not truly rich. But if it makes you want to share more, you've touched real prosperity. Because money only has meaning when it moves. It loses its value when locked away in a vault, but multiplies when used to lift someone up, to build a school, save a life, or simply make another person smile." Modern life teaches us that holding on means safety, but Robin reminds us that giving is what makes wealth last. He tells stories of the most spiritually wealthy people he's met, not CEOs or politicians, but ordinary souls with extraordinary hearts. A nurse who still smiles after 12-hour shifts, a father who gives up his dinner for his child, a teacher who believes every kid deserves a chance to dream. Wealth, Sharma writes, is when you can make an impact without needing your name attached to it. This might sound poetic, but it's the very key to the kind of fulfillment money can never buy. Every time you give, your time, your knowledge, your kindness, you're planting a seed. And one day, life will return to you a garden. As Warren Buffett once said, "Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone else planted a tree long ago." Robin Sharma extends that wisdom with a simple reminder: don't just live to earn more, live to give more. True wealth is when you can look back and see the smiles you helped create, when you know that even after you're gone, the world is a little warmer because you were here. And that, ultimately, is the greatest message of the wealth money can't buy. Wealth isn't what's in your pocket, it's what's in your heart. Not in what you keep, but in what you have the courage to give away.
Part 6. The Inner Journey, the Place of Enough. There comes a moment in every life, that quiet, unsettling pause, when you've achieved everything you once dreamed of, and yet you still feel incomplete. Robin Sharma calls this the silent ache, the quiet pain of souls who seem to have it all, but somehow feel empty inside. He tells the story of Eleanor, a chief financial officer in New York, who used to believe, once I hit this number in my account, I'll finally be happy. But when she reached it, the joy lasted exactly 2 weeks. After that came the exhaustion, the emptiness, and a sense of meaninglessness she couldn't explain. One day, Eleanor did something she'd never done before. She turned off her phone, walked away from Wall Street, and spent 2 quiet weeks in a monastery in Bhutan. There, an old monk asked her one simple question. Have you ever been somewhere, where you didn't have to prove anything? That question pierced through the armor of success, because for years Eleanor had been running, but never arriving. Robin Sharma writes, "Fulfillment doesn't come from having more. It begins when you need less. The more we search outward, the further we drift from our own center. But when we turn inward, to gratitude, stillness, and trust, we discover that we already have everything we need." The truly wealthy people Robin has met aren't the ones with yachts or mansions, but those who wake up grateful each morning and can still smile even when it rains. They understand that happiness isn't the prize at the end of the road, it's the way we walk the path itself. It's choosing kindness over bitterness, peace over competition, presence over mere existence. Life, Sharma writes, isn't a climb to the top. It's a return to your own heart. And that is the ultimate summit, not gaining more, but releasing what no longer serves you. When you touch that inner sense of enough, everything outside begins to feel abundant too. Money stops being the goal and becomes the tool for meaning. Success stops being comparison and turns into the quiet peace of lying in bed each night and whispering, "Today, I lived well." Robin Sharma closes The Wealth Money Can't Buy with a simple yet profound truth. The greatest wealth in life is when you no longer need to prove anything, because you finally understand who you are. And maybe that's what true freedom really is. Freedom from comparison, from fear, from the hunger for validation. It's the freedom to live, to love, and to know, deep down, that you are already enough. If this book touched something within you, I'll leave the link to The Wealth Money Can't Buy below so you can read it, reflect on it, or gift it to someone you care about. Because sometimes the greatest gift we can give is not money, but a new way of seeing what enough truly means.